with Alyssa Perryman, and coming up we're going to introduce you to a very well-known global company that originated in 1882 as a regional marketer of kerosene in the United States and has since developed over the past 125 years into the world's largest publicly traded international oil and gas company. The company, known as ExxonMobil, bases their competitive advantage on people, technical expertise, financial strength, and global reach. Their portfolio consists of conventional, heavy oil, tight gas, shale gas, deep water, and liquefied natural gas projects. Downstream, ExxonMobil operates facilities and markets their products in many of the world's countries. The company also explores for oil and gas on 6 continents, making up the upstream business. A third industry in which they operate is the chemical business. They are made up of 10,000 plus employees, and according to their website, their guiding principles are committed to being the world's premier petroleum and petrochemical company. To that end, they must continuously achieve superior financial and operating results while simultaneously adhering to high ethical standards. Now, let's take a look at some of their stats for this year's potential growth.
Thank you, Taylor. Global energy demand will be about 30% higher in 2040 compared to 2010. Energy demand growth will slow as economies mature, efficiency gains accelerate, and the population growth moderates. By 2040, electricity generation will account for more than 40% of global energy consumption. Oil will remain the most widely used fuel, but natural gas will grow fast enough to overtake coal for the number 2 position. For both oil and natural gas, an increasing share of global supply will come from unconventional sources, such as those from shale formations. Demand for natural gas will rise for more than 60% through 2040. Global energy-related carbon dioxide emissions will grow slowly and then level off around 2030. Just in, breaking news from Abigail, located in Exxon's headquarters in Irving, Texas. Now to you, Abigail.
Thank you, Alyssa. I'm here in front of ExxonMobil headquarters in Irving, Texas. The U.S. oil and gas industry is made up of 5,000 companies that total about $290 billion in annual revenue. Some leaders of the industry include ExxonMobil, Chevron, and ConocoPhillips, and these companies produce crude oil and natural gas. And these products are driven by the economic activity, population growth, and transportation uses. Key success factors for this industry includes economies of scale, downstream ownership links, ability to find new resource deposits, and the ability to meet environmental regulations. Barriers to entry in the oil and gas industry include the high-risk nature of oil and gas explorations and development, and the large amounts of capital to search for these products. In addition, many of the major oil and gas producers are vertically integrated firms with interest in downstream operations such as petroleum refining and marketing. Other factors of this industry includes price competition, grades, and impurities. The price of oil and gas essentially is reflected by global supply and demand of these conditions. Prices increase and decrease based off the demand of these products. Grades, or different types of oil, attract different prices depending on the level of demand. Grades range from light to heavy, with light crudes being the most attractive because they're easier to refine into gasoline. Also, the level of impurities in oil plays a key role in pricing processes. Most purchasers pay a premium for oil with a low level of impurities such as sulfur, and these oils are typically referred to as sweet oils. Lastly, most petroleum refiners attempt to diversify their sources of supply in order to reduce risk, therefore making the supply of oil a little more secure. Thank you, and back to you, Alyssa.
Thanks, Abigail. And now we have a special guest in our newsroom today, Chris Ellis, to tell us about the external activities of Exxon. To you, Chris.
Thanks, Alyssa. I'm glad to be here today. I'm talking to you today about the external environment that Exxon's affected by, and here to answer any of your questions.
Okay, great. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the global environment?
Well, the industrialization of global economies has increased the demand and pricing for oil and gas, and international investing is also affected, as the high capital cost that Exxon experiences through its equipment and structures results in a lot of borrowing.
Okay, great. Now, what about the political environment?
Definitely. The tensions in the Middle East have caused the prices to increase, and they've also caused a disruption of the supply of oil all over the world.
All right, and then can you tell us a little bit about the environmental aspect?
Definitely. Well, as you know, the BP oil spill has caused a lot of scrutiny from the government, and complying with environmental laws is definitely an area of concern that Exxon has to deal with.
Okay, and then why don't you share with us what you know about the technological environment?
Well, technology is always advancing and increasing, and so the improvement of the extraction techniques causes the supply of oil to increase for the future, and also other energy sources such as biofuels are in the future outlook as well. And overall growth is expected for Exxon, and the demand for energy is only going to continue, but we can increase our efficiency and the uses of our natural resources.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being here. It was
Thank
nice
you.
meeting you.
It's nice to meet you.
Competition is really heating up in the oil and gas industry today. Here are some of Exxon's competitors to tell you what they are all about.
Hi, I'm Bo Peet. My core competencies currently lie in the oil and gas exploration services. I'm famous for my robust research and development capabilities. As most of you know, I'm still trying to rebuild my reputation after the largest offshore oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico in 2010. Oops. However, I'm currently growing at a rate of 6.6% annually. This is coincidentally due to my presence in the Gulf of Mexico. Weird.
Hi, I'm Shelly. My core competencies currently lie in exploration and production, refining, distribution and marketing, petrochemicals, power generation, and trading. I am very familiar with the emerging markets and am currently growing at a 9.9% rate because of it. I don't deal with the U.S. much, it's the least of my businesses. I'm currently under allegations for violation of anti-corrupt laws and have legal proceedings against me for my oil spills in Nigeria.
Hi, I'm Connor. I'm currently the leader in the energy market. My core competencies currently lie in petroleum refining, pipeline transportation, and fuel marketing, and oil and gas extraction. I'm the second largest refiner in the U.S. and am focused heavily on bettering the environment through clean and safe natural gas. I suffer in my lack of ability to manage risk, and I'm currently dealing with my recent oil spill in China.
Hi, I'm Ron. I currently have the largest market share in the oil and gas industry and a wide geographic presence around the world. My core competencies consist of petroleum refining, pipeline transportation and fuel marketing, and oil and gas extraction. I'm the second largest refiner in the U.S. I took a heavy hit during the 2009 recession. My involvement in the Ecuador disaster has given me bad publicity. On the bright side, I'm going to enter emerging markets in the near future in order to meet growing global demand.
Thanks, Alyssa. And now we're going to hand it off to Blair, who's going to give us a rundown on Exxon's internal activities.
Thanks! I'm here on site at one of ExxonMobil's many gas stations. Exxon has plant property and equipment valued at $215 billion between equipment, distribution centers, manufacturing facilities, and more. These, with the employees, patents, gas stations, and oil, are the company's tangible resources that make the company what it is. Exxon has 82,000 employees working hard to better the company. But that's not it. The tangible resources are essential as well. Everyone knows the name ExxonMobil. The name itself has value because it is so well recognized and well respected. The company has well-founded reputations for high ethical standards, strong business controls, good corporate governance, and those are priceless assets. Exxon believes that their competitive advantage lies within their balanced portfolio, disciplined investing, high-impact technology, operating excellence, and business globalization. Their operations take place here in the U.S. as well as Canada, South America, Europe, Asia, and Africa and Australia. Now back to you in the newsroom.
Thanks, Blair. And finally, let's hand it over to our weatherman, Patrick, who's giving us today's update about the weather over at Exxon.
Thank you, Alyssa. Well, it's raining dollar bills up in here. Currently, it's pouring with a near-term slowdown on the horizon. Definitely not as comfortable as we've been experiencing. As you can see, we are experiencing some pressure from this area. Now, as we expand, you can see the net income of some of these companies that we're competing with. S&Y Bancorp, they're only at $5.5 million. ExxonMobil, $41 billion. Now, we can look at the 30-year forecast. It's looking pretty good. As you can see, this expansive growth that is coming in line with the 30% increase in energy consumption from today's levels till 2000.
And that's all we have today for Good Morning College Station.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow for an update on Chevron's case with the Ecuador oil spill.